Okay folks, good to meet you. I'm Pete. I run several small Scottish travel businesses, one in Morocco, one in Spain, and also a global expedition business which goes around the world, hence I've been to 120 countries. A little bit about you guys. Can you stick your hand up if you are using artificial intelligence in your business at the moment? Can you stick your hand up if you have an artificial intelligence strategy? Okay, can you stick your hand up if you're using pay-per-click marketing with Google? Right, so lots of you were lying to me beforehand because pay-per-click Google is run mostly now by artificial intelligence. It's also developing at a speed that the artificial intelligence and the PPC will be better than the humans manipulating it in a very short period of time. So trying to explain artificial intelligence in 15 minutes is a little bit like trying to solve the Brexit puzzle. It ain't going to bloody happen, okay? So we're going to take a high-level view of some things that artificial intelligence can do in travel, just at a very high level, and the purpose of this talk is to make sure that everybody goes away from here and starts to think about artificial intelligence. You have to, because it's going to impact on every one of your businesses. Today, it is already impacting, and today, you're already using it, you just don't know you're using it because it's on your mobile phone and it's on everything you do. So you're using it, it's being used against you or for you or to make your life better or worse, but I strongly recommend you come up with a strategy to implement it into your business going forward. I've been very lucky in life that I've spent lots of my life in really remote, isolated places, right? Cut off from technology, months on end, not having to deal with the real world. Those days are gone. We never get a customer now who comes who's happy to be cut off for more than a week. Right? We go through a detox phase of the first 2 weeks where they've physically got the shakes if they can't get on their phone and post photographs to Instagram. The world is changing. Everything's becoming more crowded. Globally, the move is from rural to cities, so cities are becoming more crowded and everything is converging. We are all connected to everybody else. That's not going to go away, it's going to speed up. Right? There's more smartphones in the world than people by about 15–20%. Weirdly, smartphones growth is starting to drop. I think that may be economic, but everybody is connected to everybody else and everything is converging. All technologies are converging. In travel, we all go through in whatever we're in, 5 stages. Our customers go through dreaming, researching, booking, experiencing, sharing. You've already heard today that some people go to 100 odd sites, 15 sites, 20 sites, whatever it is. The fact they're doing that means us lot are doing something wrong. There's good news. Artificial intelligence today is about as useful as a 5-year-old kid. Right? It's doing some things, it's fun, it's clever, it's like a sponge, it's sucking stuff in and it's learning, but it is still only a 5-year-old kid. My own knowledge of it is about an 8-year-old kid. This stuff is its early times, but it's still having an impact. Bad news, that is a lot of Scottish tourism businesses. No, that is most Scottish tourism businesses. Now, I'm not being derogatory. The vast majority of Scottish tourism businesses are small SME businesses, one-man shows, two-man shows. They haven't mastered the digital environment that we're coming from, and I'm asking them to master artificial intelligence. This is going to be difficult. Digital technology is redefining the travel industry. We're not driving it. The technology is coming from social impact and things that's happened without the industry into the industry. So in ways we're reacting, we're not the driving force. Here's one of my favourite quotes. The future is already here, it's just not very evenly distributed. A guy called William Gibson, 1993, talking about computers. He was a sci-fi writer. One of my bugbears, and I go on about this constantly, is the way the internet and the way technology is panning out is global mega corporations are taking control because they can and they've got the money. And we're reacting and we're going to be ending up being part of their supply chain but not having any influence, very little influence. Right? So it's not evenly distributed. It is getting more and more convergent into major players. Each one of your businesses only has one unique selling point, one USP, and that is your customer relationship. Whatever your technology is, whatever you do, it can be copied, replicated by money better than you. What can't be is your relationship with your customer pre-trip, during trip, and post-trip, because that is what you can design, work, and make it unique to your business. So own your customer at every stage of the journey if you can. Artificial intelligence does not live on its own. These are just some of the things that artificial intelligence lives with. Remember, everything's convergent. For something to work, it needs to talk to other stuff. Number 4, the cloud there. Hopefully most people are moving to the cloud now. I moved all my business systems to the cloud in 2008. That's over 10 years ago. Right? It wasn't because I was particularly smart. It was because the banks crashed and half my business disappeared overnight. So I had to rationalize the business, shut lots of offices, pay people off, and I was looking for technology that were going to help me to do that, so I didn't need to pay so much people looking after the technology. Cloud came along, moved everything to the cloud. The point I'm making there is there's some things that are just obvious. The cloud to me was obvious. It was going to be a great help. You've heard all the security brief earlier on. As a small business, you can't look after your own technology, but you can get world-class technology and partnerships that you can work with. We have moved from a web-first world 25 years ago through the mobile-first world that we're in now, moving to an AI-first world. The difference is, in mobile, we've all got the thing in our pocket and we all look at it 500 times a day. The AI stuff, you're not going to be working, you're not seeing, it's just happening. It's happening in devices, it's happening in the Internet of Things, it's happening all around you, but you won't be as attached to it as what you are with your mobile phone, that physical action. It's just happening. That is a good thing from a customer service point of view, but it's also quite a psychological, difficult thing because you really don't focus on it because it just happens. We'll get there. Effectiveness versus efficiency. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. Efficiency is doing those things right. Start your AI strategy at effectiveness, not at efficiency, as that will result in the maximum return on your investment. So what am I talking about? We're in Edinburgh, it's a big financial city, lots of money floating about. Some of us in here are far too fastly approaching pension age. If you've got a lump sum and you want to invest it in an Edinburgh institution to get a return on your investment, one of the institutions is giving you 10%, one of them is giving you 5%, and one of them is giving you 1%. I suspect we're all going to invest our money in the 10% return. So we're efficiently investing our money. Now compare that to your marketing team. Your marketing director, if there are any in here, him or her, and the marketing team. What do they do in tourism? They look at the market, we come up with strategies for marketing, and then we spread across multiple platforms, which have been growing. So you've got 5 or 6 social media campaigns to do, you've got PPC campaigns to do, you've got a content strategy to do, you've got a web strategy to do, you've got a mobile strategy to do. We spread our effectiveness across so many. With AI, you want to focus on what is really going to make a difference to you in the short term. And I'm not saying you don't have a wider spread, but that comes later. You really focus in on what's going to make a difference for your business. And we'll get there sometime. Nope. Yeah, there. What you're trying to achieve with AI is very simplistic. Give your customers what they want, where they want, and when they want it. It doesn't get any easier than that. All the technology babble talk is all trying to come up with the same thing. Give people what they want, where they want it, and when they want it. If you get that right and get that efficient, you'll be surprised at the impact it makes on your business. And AI is probably one of the most successful tools at being able to do that. How does AI be able to do that? We haven't mentioned the data word yet. AI needs data to feed it. It doesn't exist in any isolation. The data goes in, it does the data, and it comes out with the solutions. Data is the future of all our businesses, whether we like it or not. 2019, there'll be more data created in the world than's been created until today. So that's more data in 1 year being created than what's been created today. So if you think you've got a data management problem today, and I suggest that we all have, I know I certainly have, we're going to have a lot more going forward. So it's threat and opportunity. Dreaming phase. We're on to the 5 phases of travel now. Dreaming should be emotional. Travel is emotional. It should be fun and it should be easy. If you want to attract more travelers, don't give them more information. Right? The internet, the web, we're all got an information overload. There is far too much information just flying about. It makes it difficult to find the right thing. Give them inspiration, not information. Having said that, I work with a lot of travel tech startups. Every company who's done a tech startup and just focused on inspiration has failed. There is no money to be made just in inspiration. You have to back the inspiration up with some business after it. Don't just inspire, then deliver. Some examples, Virgin Holidays sees the holiday campaign. They used AI to find, rights approve and publish videos and images that were scattered about the internet. They brought them in, put them on digital billboards throughout the UK, and the important bit is that bit. A return on investment of 260,000 using AI systems. The company they used was Statclaw, which I believe Visit Scotland also uses on some campaigns. This stuff is able to work for any business here. All of these systems you can go out. I'll mention several systems we go through. You can go out and purchase these systems on a cloud basis, software as a service. Booking phase. Company of my own, the expedition business. We run Facebook ads and a combination of AI-driven chat box with Messenger. One campaign, that was the real return on investment, and the one underneath it was the real return on investment. Critically, don't get carried away with AI and chatbots. They are a part of what you do with humans. Don't try to do everything mechanically. Coming back to effectiveness against efficiency. Way too many AI strategies are about trying to manage customer service when you don't really need that. What you need to do is drive more business. So we focused on what was going to drive the initial engagement. And initially, when we got the engagement, which was all AI-driven, humans jumped in straight away. And the humans did the conversion, not the AI. I'm not smart enough to make the AI work all the way through to conversion. So chatbots are not the holy grail, but they should be used in all our businesses, and they work best in combination with human beings. Experiencing phase. No one travels to experience. I'm traveling tomorrow. I'm not looking to the flight. It's, who is it, Ryanair or somebody. No one travels to experience the airline, and less people travel to experience the accommodation. It is not a big thing about travel. 85% of leisure travelers decide on tours and activities when they've arrived in destination. Google stats, not mine. I'm traveling tomorrow to Italy, then Slovenia. I haven't booked a hotel yet. I haven't booked any accommodation. I'll do it when I'm in there 10 minutes before I walk through the door. That is not me being weird. That is what people much younger than me do all the time. What that means to you as a business is you're going to have to be much, much more relevant right up to the last minute. AI helps you do that. We're in a museum at the moment. Museums, stuffy and boring. I don't think so. I visit a museum in every city I go to because it tells me the history, tells me a lot about the place, therefore interact with the people. But my kids don't go to a museum. My kids are in their 20s. We took them to a museum when they were in their teens. They don't go to museums because they perceive them as boring and stuffy. AI has a massive opportunity in museums. They can keep track of inventory on a massive scale, and museums' inventory is just going to get bigger because they're going to be logging all this digital stuff that we've created for the last 20 years. So you can curate interesting collections on demand driven by AI, and you can critically enable history to speak for itself. So someone going into a museum can sit and talk to William Wallace or sit and talk to King Arthur and have a conversation that conversation will be different from somebody else having the same conversation with them. So museums are somewhere that has a huge potential for AI. The National Gallery in London is using big data combined with AI to predict the future attendance on set exhibitions. Sharing phase, photos and video. Massive, massive, massive missed opportunity. Trillion photos and videos taken every year and posted online. We all do it, companies all do it, and we don't manage it. We just put them on there. We think we're creating things for our customers, but it's not managed and done correctly. Carnival Cruise Lines is now the largest producer of photography in the world, and they use AI, machine learning, to find and classify all the photos from across the net. They build them into albums using the good photos, binning the crap photos, and as the customers leave the ship, their phones automatically get updated. Android ones anyway. I don't think they've mastered the iPhones yet, but they get automatically updated with an album of their trip where they've been. What the people then do, they automatically start sharing that album all over the place. Personally, Scottish business, we have 450,000 photos online at the moment. 1.7 terabyte worth of photos. We've done a good job of getting them up there. We know roughly where about 70% of our photos are, but there's 30% floating about that we're not managing, which is a missed opportunity, because where are them photos? They're on people's social network profiles, they've been shared about, people are talking about them, and unless you're managing that, you can't intervene and do anything about it. It's an impossible thing for a small business to manage manually, but AI can allow you to do that. Okay, this is a kind of rubbish slide because it's all too crowd, but I just want to talk through your customer's future. And the aim of this slide, just as a wrap up, is to get you to go away and do this for your business. So I'm a traveller. Tomorrow I'll arrive at an airport, wherever I'm going, Italy. You arrive at an airport, pass straight through customs duty facial recognition, helped driven by AI. None of that standing about queuing to get through. An autonomous car will pick me up at the airport, probably branded by the hotel that sent it. Hasn't got any driver, but I can speak to the car all the way. Just as I'm approaching the hotel, the car will message the hotel doorman with your name, and when you arrive, that hotel doorman will open the door and speak to you by your name, even though he's never met you in his life before. Your check-in has happened automatically when you were in the car, and your phone has been updated with your room number and your key. So when you've walked through the hotel, rather than standing in that queue, going through all that nonsense to fill in, paperwork and all the rest of it, and here's an example. Robin and myself were in Las Vegas a couple of months, so it was 4 weeks ago. It took me 17 minutes to check into the hotel. That wasn't standing in the queue to get to the check-in. That was standing at the desk of the hotel to check in. 17 minutes, I timed it. All right? Shouldn't happen. So instead of all that, a hotel ghost who's not there to check you in is there to make you feel welcome, greets you, gives you a favourite drink, which they've understand what drink you've done because the AI's told them, and explains everything you need to know is on your phone. In the background, your room's been kitted out with the music you like, the TV program's in your order of taste, and your minibar's been stocked with the drinks you like, not the ones you don't like. Maybe the room's even starting to smell similar to the things you like, the smells you like. You enter the room, it's totally wired, voice-enabled devices. You ask a restaurant recommendation that provides you your 3 top food style preferences within 15 minutes of the hotel, reserves one that you ask for, and a menu appears on your phone. We'll stop at point 7 because you get the trend. But each of you should be developing that to point 21, 25, 29. Your customer journey, the whole way on how artificial intelligence can make your customer journey something special. Because I come back to a point earlier on, what's the only thing you own? What's the only thing that's valuable? Your customer relationship. So you best make your customer relationship special pre, during, and post. So, unless you're shutting your business down and you're going to retire and put your feet up in the sun, leave here today, do some research, and then act. Because if you don't act, other people are going to act on you. Thank you.